On Friday afternoon, Jesus died and was buried. He remained in his tomb in Jerusalem until Sunday morning. However, during this time, Jesus entered into the realm of the dead and joined the righteous who were resting in a place of shadows, awaiting their resurrection. The Apostle Paul in Romans 10 verses 6 and 7 used part of the older scriptures, and in particular Psalm 71 verse 20, to explain the death of Christ as a descent into the abyss and the resurrection as going up from the dead. Jesus' disciples and his family, no doubt, mourned tremendously because few believed his promise of the resurrection. They thought this was the end, and they grieved deeply. As we focus on the nails, we turn our thoughts to the words of Psalm 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from the cries of my anguish? My God, I cry out and you do not answer, and by night, but I find no rest. Yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the one Israel praises. In you our ancestors put their trust. They trusted and you delivered them. To you they cried out and were saved. In you they trusted and were not put to shame. But I am a worm and not a man, scorned by everyone, despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads. He trusts in the Lord, they say. Let the Lord rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in him. Yet you brought me out of the womb. You made me trust in you, even at my mother's breast. From birth I was cast on you. From my mother's womb you have been my God. Do not be far from me, for trouble is near, and there is no one to help. Many bulls surround me, strong bulls of Bashan encircle me. Roaring lions that tear their prey open their mouths wide against me, and I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart has turned to wax, it has melted within me. My mouth is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You lay me in the dust of death. Dogs surround me. A pack of villains encircles me. They pierce my hands and my feet. All my bones are on display. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my clothes among them and cast lots for my garment. But you, Lord, do not be far from me. You are my strength. Come quickly to help me. Deliver me from the sword, my precious life from the power of the dogs. Rescue me from the mouth of the lions. Save me from the horns of the wild oxen. And I will declare your name to my people. In the assembly I will praise you. You who fear the Lord, praise him. All you descendants of Jacob, honour him. Revere him, all you descendants of Israel. For he has not despised or scorned the suffering of the afflicted one. He has not hidden his face from him, but has listened to his cry for help. From you comes the theme of my praise in the great assembly. Before those who fear you, I will fulfill my vows. The poor will eat and be satisfied. Those who seek the Lord will praise him. May our hearts live forever. All the ends of the earth will remember and turn to the Lord, and all the families of the nations will bow down before him, for dominion belongs to the Lord, and he rules over the nations. All the rich of the earth will feast and worship. All who go to the dust will kneel before him. those who cannot keep themselves alive. Posterity will serve him. Future generations will be told about the Lord. They will proclaim his righteousness, declaring to a people yet unborn, he has done it.
In Jesus' day, as still in many cultures today, grieving was loud, messy and emotional. People wore clothes signalling their grief. Some might wear ashes on their head or tear their garments, and at times they might simply sit in silence. On the cross, Jesus quoted words of Psalm 22. It begins with, my God, why have you forsaken me?" But if you read it all the way through, you will notice that it ends with praise and confidence in God. Meditate on these words from the hymn, O Sacred Head Once Wounded. The hymn, now 900 years old, has many verses and came into prominence when J.S. Bach wrote a melody for it in the 1700s. Since then, it has been in continuous use. O sacred head once wounded, with grief and pain weighed down, how scornfully surrounded with thorns, thine only crown. How pale art thou with anguish, with sore abuse and scorn. How doth that visage languish, which once was bright as morn. O Lord of life and glory, what bliss till now was thine. I read the wondrous story, I joy to call thee mine. Thy grief and thy compassion were all for sinners' gain. Mine was the transgression, but thine the deadly pain. What language shall I borrow to thank thee, dearest friend, for this, thy dying sorrow, thy pity without end? O make me thine forever, and should I fainting be, Lord, let me never, never outlive my love to thee. Be near me, Lord, when dying, O show thyself to me, and for my succour flying, come, Lord, to set me free. These eyes, new faith receiving, from Jesus shall not move, for he who dies believing, dies safely through thy love. And we remember John chapter 10, verse 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep.